All right. Well, hey, coaches up for change. It's Dee Corchin and Meg is here. We've got our Monday night team time and glad to see you guys are on. This is really, it's for you, right? The best investment in your learning, being with this community. We know it makes all the difference. So we've got a packed call for you today. We've been thinking about a lot of different things we want to bring information to you on, and one of them is we want to make sure that you guys know all that we know about the new Optavia Active that's coming out. So as people are signing on, why don't you put in the comments what is something that you are doing to be active this week? What is your healthy motion plan? You can pop it in the chat. Going to the gym, Marie, walking and running, 5 workouts at Orange Theory, TRX, walking with a dog, trainer, walk every morning, swimming. Good. Skip today, but YMCA for the week. Love that. Good. Run. Excellent. That's good stuff. I like it. Look at us working our habits of health and the habits of motion. This is going to be so important, especially as we're expanding into the new market. So love to see that so many of us are on track, have a plan. I am back to committing to walking 10,000 steps a day and at least usually 5 strength training sessions. So really good. Excellent. Well, we're going to talk about Optavia Active in a minute, but one thing that's really, I think, just keeps showing up, and I think it's so important, is to remember about the purpose of why we are coaching, what it is that we offer, and why it makes such a difference. So one of the things that those of us that participated in the Bob Heilig, that boot camp that was 3 weeks is, Bob asked us to individually think about what is it that Optavia has done for us in terms of the program, in terms of the business. And he talks about the primary motivations for coaching are, it can be for income, it can be for meaning and purpose. That's what that usually is for people, or to have the power of choice and flexibility. And so we have something special that we have for ourselves, and we also have something special that we can offer to other people. But it can be hard. And if you've worked with me for a while, I mean, we're working in the human business, and we are working with individuals, and we're not just selling lipstick. That's always my line, right? It's not like we're selling lipstick and I can say, hey, Kelly, you look pretty, go enjoy that, let me know how it goes, right? We're helping people change their thinking patterns, change their habits, and change their lives. And sometimes it doesn't always go right to the way that we would want it to, right? A person's level of engagement, their embracement of the components, their ability to commit, that's all stuff that's out of our control, right? We can do our best to guide, to support, but remembering why we're doing and the fact that we are making a difference in the world is so important, and also why we continue to share boldly. So we're going to have two clients or coaches share tonight, but I never think it's a coincidence when things show up. And when I was doing my devotion this morning, you guys know I'm a big fan of Matthew Kelly. And so for today, for July 17th, he said, one of the most incredible abilities that God has given, one of the most important, incredible abilities God has given the human person is the ability to dream. We are able to look into the future and imagine something better than today, and return to the present and work to make that richly imagined future a reality. And Optavia, with what we're able to offer in terms of helping and supporting others in physical transformations, and creating that meaning and purpose, the power of choice, all of that is something not to be forgotten for yourselves, but also for others. It is what drives our energy. It's what drives our excitement. And the other day on Time for You, Amanda was on, and Amanda, I think, has been on every single Time for You I've ever offered. She shows up, she works full time. She shows up during her lunchtime, usually eating lunch, makes it a priority in her day. And last year shared with us that she did not have any clients it was almost a year of coaching, I think, and no clients. But we talked about it and why, what made her stay with it. And I've just asked Amanda to share tonight. Amanda, I would love for you to share a little bit about your health journey and your coaching experience and why you are so passionate about this.
Thank you for having me on tonight. I started my health journey in September of 2021, and about, we'll say June of 2022, my oldest friend saw the changes that I'd been making and said, "What are you doing? Talk to me about it." So I, just like most of us, I kind of did some, just basically told her about the program. I was ignorance on fire. And I said, I have this coach, Kelly, she's great. If you're interested, let me know and I'll pass your information along or give you her contact. And she said, "Oh, no. If I'm going to do this, you have to be my coach." I said, "Well, but I'm not coaching. I don't coach. I don't do that." So far out of my comfort zone. But long story short, I did sign up to coach. But she only stuck with it for 2 weeks. And then she canceled her order. I'm sure that anybody who's had a client at all knows that that's not really unusual for quite a few of your clients. Anyway, I was so disappointed because I wanted her to find what I have found. And I've lost 135 pounds. And it wasn't even my greatest accomplishment on this program hasn't been the weight. It's been about finding the love and contentment with myself, being happy with who I am, and finding joy in that, and being comfortable enough in my own skin to let other people see me for who I am instead of feeling so like I've got to hide. Anyway, so fast forward to a couple of months ago, I'm looking at having to renew. I do show up to all the things. I didn't have any clients, but I'm like, surely I can learn something that'll just be that perfect little thing that'll just stick in my brain, that'll just make all these people come to me, right? I've lost a lot of weight. Why isn't that speaking for itself? Well, because it doesn't work like that. They're still watching me, but they're just not approaching. Anyway, so Angela gets back in contact with me and says, "Hey, my mom is interested in the program. Will you talk with her?" And Angela and I have been friends for over 40 years. So this is, she's her mom is like my mom. So I get her mom all signed up and Angela jumps on too. They're going to do it together. So now do I not only have one client, but I have two, and they've been on for 6 weeks. And they both lost about 16 pounds each. But I definitely, I lost my why in all that time with no clients. Why am I, so many times I would talk to my mom, to my coach, to my mentors, to my friends. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Why do I keep showing up to all this stuff? Why do we keep watching? Why do we keep, participating? And actually, just a couple of weeks ago, I heard one of you guys quote from the training that they recently had. It said, "The purpose of your business is the problems it solved for me." And I was like, that's my why. That's why I keep showing up with no results. That is why I even though I was terrified to speak in front of anybody, I crawled right on out of my comfort zone and I just keep going and just keep trying, because I want everybody to find health and happiness. And I know that you arrive at your weight, but your health journey never stops. You have to keep going, keep learning, keep moving, and that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
That is so beautiful. I hope you take a minute and read the comments, because I could see it in your eyes, the passion, the love that you have, and even just speaking what you said about the contentment wasn't the weight loss, but what it did for you. So thank you for sharing. I was so moved by your story, and I know it inspires, and can't wait to meet you at convention next week. All right, Meg, I know you had a little to say as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks, Amanda, for sharing and helping us remember that things can shift so quickly, so quickly. If we stay in the game, if we show up here, if we allow ourselves to be encouraged. I heard from a client who lost over 100 pounds on our program and then had some life happen, right? The shame game was going on strong. Today was her new day one. And she said her first bar tasted like getting her health and her life back. And that's what we're able to give to people. And I mean, if you ask any of your clients, why did they come to you? What issues and challenges did they have? They probably didn't have a lot of hope. And that is the gift that you are able to offer to them. And that's what Optavia gives to all of us, right? It gives us hope. And, when you do the work like Amanda on yourself, when you do the work with your clients, it really shows. So thank you for inspiring us tonight, Amanda. And Meredith, you also have just such a passion and a fire in your heart for this mission of helping people. And I know when you started a couple of years now, it kind of started off a little bit slower. Would you share with us a little bit about your passion and your purpose?
Yeah, sure. So my 4-year health anniversary is it's almost exactly 4 years, 4 years ago now that I started. So I lost 55 pounds, and y'all, like probably everybody on here, it changed my life in a radical way. I'd struggled with my weight since I was a kid and never really even believed that healthy weight was possible. So when I got there myself, and realized like, oh my gosh, this actually is doable. And I can be here and I can stay here. I decided that I wanted to try coaching. I was very reluctant at first, but just to help keep myself accountable really was one of the main reasons. So I started off slow. I had one client for a couple months, and then I had 2 more. So I had a total of 3 clients for my first several months of coaching. And then I just started to, after going to, it was a virtual event at the time because it was during COVID, but I was able to see the mission bigger and really realize like, oh, okay, this is bigger than me. And this is bigger than, these 3 people that I'm helping. Like I want to have a bigger impact. And like Meg said, things can shift really quickly. And so I just had this fire that sparked inside of me, and I started sharing a whole lot more and being a lot more bold, and things just took off. I got to ED within a month, and FIBIC I guess about a year later. And then now this is what I do full time. But I do want to share this because it's funny how things come full circle. It is easy, like if we lose sight of the mission, and I can be guilty of doing that because my brain is very math oriented, numbers oriented, and I like the business side of things. And I can get overly focused on the business, and then I will notice like, wow, I'm not helping as many new clients right now, because I've lost touch with the heart of it. And even just this afternoon, I found myself telling my husband, I was like, gosh, I've got 30 pounds to lose. So I just had a baby 6 weeks ago, and I started our nursing moms plan. And I still have a good 30 pounds to go. And I said, it just feels so far away. And his response was, well, you've done it before and you've lost more than that before. And it hit me like, oh yeah, this is like the difference this time is I know I will get back to that healthy weight because I know what we have works. I'm just impatient, which is so cool because 4 years ago, I went into this scared and had no idea if it was going to work and had felt defeated. So it's just funny how even today I'm reminded, okay, this is why we do this. And the lives that we get to see changed every day, it makes it so worth it. So yeah, that's what I got.
That's awesome, Meredith. Thank you for inspiring us and keeping it real with us on how things feel on a day in, day out basis. We're going to shift now to talk about Optavia Active and the exciting things that are going on right now with that. We put together a PowerPoint. You'll notice in this PowerPoint, it says confidential information. These are slides that we just pulled from a Zoom that we did with Optavia. And we just want to let you know, we are giving you the information that we have as we have it. So just wanted to go ahead and let you know that. But wanted to show some of the really exciting things that are going on right now. So here is what Optavia Active looks like, and wanted to share some really exciting things related to the timeline. So starting next Monday, so a week from tonight, Optavia Active will be available for purchase for all coaches. So for all of us, we'll be able to purchase that. And starting next Monday, there will be a limited time $7 flat rate shipping that we will get so that we can try it. And that is if we try 2 of the Optavia Active products that are offered. So just wanted to throw that out there. Also in early September, one of the things that's going to be changing, which we are really excited about, they are going to shift away from waiting 365 days to count for a new client, for a new client to count if they have not placed a Premier order in 180 days or 6 months. We don't know the exact date of that, but just wanted to give you a heads up that that timeline is going to be shifting. So more information to come, but again, that'll be early September. So that's an exciting shift that we are all really excited about. We also wanted to let you know a little bit about the pricing and the CV, the QV. The QV is so important. That's our qualifying volume. So the QV is what we use when we are using the math brain, like Meredith was talking about, or working on our ranks, right? So, you need $1,200 in qualifying volume for senior coach, and it goes up every $1,200. Well, the really incredible thing about the QV with these active products is that they are higher, and the percentage is higher than on the fuelings. So Optavia is making it easier with those products. So just wanted to highlight that so that you know. So for example, our essential fuelings cost $23.25. Our commissionable volume, or the CV, is $22.25. And the qualifying volume, the QV, is $21. Well, our EAAs, essential amino acids that are coming out, are going to cost $59.95. And y'all, that is incredibly competitive with other amino acids that are on the market in this category that have the level of ingredients, the highest level of ingredients. It's so competitive, which we are excited about. But then notice here, the qualifying volume of the EAAs are $60. So even, 5 cents more than the price even, which is really incredible. So wanted to just give you a heads up about that. We do have several different plans that are that you'll see, and Dee, hop in here as you would like to, but we've got the 5-in-1 plan. We know about that plan. One important thing that we wanted to let you know, you will see a shift in the language coming up with this rollout, that we won't do 5 free boxes anymore. Instead, it's going to be considered a week free. And that way, whether they are just ordering fuelings or if they are using the EAAs and one of these active plans, they will still get that great discount. It's just going to simplify things for us. So we'll just be able to say you'll get a week free. It'll be about a 23% off discount. But this information, and you'll see here, all of that, we don't have a date that everything will shift online yet, but we do expect that to be early September when everything gets rolled out. Again, at convention, we're going to get more training on this, which is going to be great. So if you want to go ahead and take a screenshot of this just to gather the information, but we'll have 4 different products or different product lines. And then here is next Monday night, immediately following our client call, we are going to do, immediately following our coaching call at 7:28, there will be a business call for all Optavia coaches, and it is to give us some training and information on the Optavia Active products. So highly recommend that you save that date. You don't schedule a health assessment or a coach explore or a dinner out or anything on at that time. The client call will still be going on. So have your clients go to the client call, but for all of us, we are going to go to the separate coach call. That's going to be next Monday night at 8. All right, Dee, I'm sure I missed some things that you wanted to share.
No, that was awesome. We are excited. Like we said, Meg and I were just on a meeting last week. We wanted to make sure you guys got all the information, because a big part of this is our own personal preparation, our understanding, our acceptance and excitement about this is going to be what's going to impact your results. So really understanding the power of what you have, what you're going to have in your hands for your own personal health, but be able to offer to others to expand the market, to be able to help more people understand and be able to exercise on program. And then also for those of us that want to reach our ranks and earn more income, this is a great supplemental product. So we're going to get all the training on it, but it's a huge gift. I just want you to know that, like, it's a huge gift that Optavia did by making the qualifying volume so high and the commissionable volume. And that is because they want us to run with this. So in order to be prepared, and we've been talking about this, so this is not any information, but be working on yourself right now. Like, getting your health in check. If you're not at your healthy weight yet, if you've put some weight back on, whatever, doing the 5-in-1 right now until this is available, or whatever you need to do. But then when it comes out, having your healthy active motion plan, and also be able to start incorporating the products and tracking your results. You'll be able to publicly share. You'll have your own legitimate story like you did with Optavia in order to, to talk authentically about it. So there is going to be, somebody's asking, I see the details. We don't know exactly what's going to be covered on that training, but I am sure they will be explained. And also at convention, they are having panels with the food scientist there. So those of us that are there are going to be able to really understand the quality of it, how it works in the body, and what makes it unique and special. So, so put a 5 in the chat if you're excited about this. The market it expands for you, the growth in your personal business, the ability to enhance your own personal health, awesome, and the ability to earn more. I mean, that's a win-win-win all the way around. So, super excited about that. So, but I highly recommend all of you guys, just like when you started the 5-in-1 and we said, hey, take pictures, all of that, track your results and publicly do it, because that's going to be a good story that you'll be able to share. All right. So, we will come back to this. We'll let the experts do the training next week, but wanted to give you that. And I love your excitement with it. The next thing we're going to talk about, at last look, you guys, we have 302 participants in Fit and Free. So this is another huge opportunity for us in terms of, you can still acquire clients, you can still add your clients in, they can still join. This is a 6-week experience, but this is how we're going to help our clients retain our clients, right? Helping them engage in the components. So what we're doing now, our personal involvement, as well as how we're supporting our clients, is key for the 6 weeks. So we ran the report, and somebody who's at the top of the game in terms of number of people she brought into this is Vicki Feldman. So Vicki, you're going to share some tips with us on how to best support our team or your participants.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So first of all, if you look at the Google Doc that Dee's referring to, because that's even a bigger number than the last time I looked. So if you've got somebody that's on the sheet, I went back and double check. Now we'll go back and check again. Make sure that if you've got somebody on there, that they're actually in the page. We want to make sure that they're not going to the Eat, Live, and Be Healthy page. We want them in in this private Facebook page. So that's number one. I would encourage you to set up a call with all those people this week, almost as like they're starting day one. And Dee and I actually had a conversation earlier today about whether I said, are you sending your people like your day one text, your day two text? Because that's typically what I've done. And I don't really, everybody that I have is kind of re-engaging or just kind of continuing on or coming back from vacation. So I just made the decision not to do that. But obviously, if you've got somebody who's brand new, highly recommend doing that. The one of the things that I did today, because I'm trying to navigate, I'm not a very organized person, although I will say I'm working on it because that's what Dee always tells me to say. So I'm in the process of working on it, but I've got a group text and I created a whole different group and I added everybody in. And then I sent them a picture that said, welcome day one. And I just gave them best practices that if they weren't on the page to let me know that I wanted them, that my biggest thing was participation, that the more they participate, the better success, like not just to be the observer. And I think that a lot of people, do that. They go in and they observe and they get ideas, but they're not the voice. I have so many people like that. And I just know what's going to happen. And I think Meg touched on this last night is, 3-4 weeks in, something happens and the fizzle out happens. So my goal with my clients is to probably send something like that weekly, encourage them to actually submit the results. I don't think I've ever submitted. I think once I submitted my results 1 week and then I fizzled out as well. So, it's like lead by example. So, make sure that you're encouraging your clients to do that. I also told them if they hadn't watched the kickoff video to watch it in the next 24 hours. I probably should have said, and send me a takeaway, because again, we can speak at people. I'm thinking as I'm speaking here, but getting people to respond, I think it's that same, I'm going to watch and see what happens. So that brings me to something that I think is real. Like tonight, I posted my lean and green. I did it. I weighed it. I posted it. I'm not the biggest poster either, but I already had like 2 people comment and somebody asked me how I made the chicken. And so I've already responded, but I sometimes miss my own clients' responses to things. Like, I wish I got an alert, like so-and-so responded and they're my client, but that doesn't happen. So I think as coaches, one of the best things that we can do is find one thing that somebody makes a comment on and comment on their comment, because there's nothing worse than you finally have somebody not like taking the risk of, okay, my coach said to post something, I'm going to post something, and they get no responses. Like it just doesn't feel good. So maybe find something that somebody shared that nobody's commented on and comment on, because I think that love goes a long way. What else did I have here? I think what I'm going to ask with and I told my clients to make sure if they're not on my calendar weekly, that we set that up in the next little bit as well. I think I'm going to ask them, can they commit to responding to the daily post? If they don't want to do it every day, if they're the quiet type, can they commit to doing it once a week, twice a week? Like what can they commit to is something that I'm going to really encourage them on. And again, I just think that reinforces the participation. And then the last thing that I had is, and again, I think what really spoke to me last night with Meg's call was that idea of like, we all get started out strong. And then what happens? Almost an anticipatory question of, so what happens at week 4 when maybe you're back in the throes of school? What do we need to do to ensure that you see it all the way to the end? Because I think that was also an emphasis of last night. So those are a couple of and then maybe celebrate. If your client doesn't want to post something, maybe a shout out to your client with permission.
That's so good, Vicki.
I think that's all I got.
That's great. It's a lot of info. I think I would just want to reiterate again what Vicki was saying, like participating in the Fit and Free group, like participate as a participant and also participant as a client and a coach in the group. Like this is community, and I have been guilty of it, and I know that others have, is that it is so easy. I call it a DNR, to dump and run. Dump your client in the group and then run. and just assume it's going to take care of itself because somebody else is doing the post and whatever. And that's the equivalent, if you think about it, it'd be like you telling your clients, like, come on, we're going to go to this party, driving them up, opening the door, they go in and then be like, I'm not staying. You guys just have fun. But at True Community, we're all involved. So I think that hopefully that's helpful in terms of perspective, because we're all busy. We all are busy, but yeah, D and R, dump and run. So that is that. So as we're wrapping up, I don't know how many of us are participating in the Bob Heilig, who joined the Bob Heilig group, but he's doing a 14-day transformational conversations. And one of the questions today, and I'm going to leave this as a takeaway for homework, and I'll post it with the recording, was to talk to one of your clients about why they chose you and Optavia, and then ask what problem they had beforehand. We've got the script for it. And then do they still have that problem now? And this is going to help with helping to identify your purpose. It'll help you with knowing your target audience. And I'll give you an example. I asked the questions today. Let me post these in the chat for you real quick. And I'll give you, I want to read these answers because it told me something I did not expect. The question was, so I asked this client, I said, hey, can I ask you a few questions? I'm working on my own coaching skills and whatever. And I just asked if I could ask a few questions. And I said, do you mind if I ask, a few questions? I said, why did you choose Optavia and why did you choose to work with me? And she said, well, I saw friends who had results with Optavia. One of my friends, you were her coach. And she said, and I like the idea of someone giving me a plan and direction. And I was like, okay. I said, well, great. I said, what was your biggest problem? Now, I knew some of this from that, but I just said, what was the biggest problem you were facing and that you were struggling with? And she said, it was too overwhelming to me. She said, anytime I started trying to get healthy, it's like, I didn't know what to eat. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I would start strong, fade out, and I couldn't get anywhere. And I was like, okay. I said, how do you still have that problem? And she said, no, because Optavia gives me the structure. It gives me the fuelings. It gives me what I need. She said, I'm a teacher. And she said, I'm going back to school. She said, now I know I can take these snacks with me. And it's not like I have to go to the vending machine or whatever, to the cafeteria and figure it out. So for me, I was kind of thinking like, oh, well, I help, busy people or whatever. But what I didn't realize was the piece of the equation that she didn't know what to do. Right. So that helps me when I go out to market now and share what I do and what problems I solve, is that people that are overwhelmed, that they don't know what to do, that we provide the plan, we provide the structure, we provide the convenience. So the challenge is for you to ask your clients. Mega asked everyone, it's a call day for her. So she asked every one of her clients that question. Would encourage you to do the same. It'll get your finger on the pulse of the problems that you're truly solving for other people. So do you guys like that idea of what it could do for you? Awesome. Awesome. Well, tonight's client community call, I hope you invited every single client to be on. And if not, send out the link now and text them, but it is on navigating our thoughts and emotions. Highly recommend you hop on over to that client community call, and then we will see you during the week in the Facebook group. But thanks to everyone who shared tonight, and great job being here for yourself, so for your learning and your growth. So we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.